Welcome back to TJAI, the channel where I show you guys how to take advantage of the AI entrepreneurial boom. Now, today I'm going to be showing you guys how to automate and generate your entire Twitter process using AI and automation tools. Now, there's a guy called Anthony Lee whose content I looked at. It was just a YouTube short where he goes over using RSS feeds to produce Twitter posts. I thought it was quite useful, but he doesn't really post an entire tutorial on how to do it inside out, which is what I'm going to be providing for you guys. Now, before we get stuck in, if you're a business owner and you're looking to have AI automation integrated into your business to increase your scalability, your profitability, and saving time and money, head over to scalemybiz.ai and we can provide you with a free AI automation prototype. So make sure you go over to that link, schedule in a meeting, and we will get you set up good. Otherwise, if you're just, an AI agency owner and you're looking to see how you can, improve your workflows, make sure you subscribe. I post 2 to 3 videos every week, and all my socials are in the link below or in the description below, so make sure you check them out. All right, so let's get started. So first things first, I want to make sure that you guys understand 2 things. One, this is not free to implement, in the sense that you need to have a paid plan on Make, which is only around $9 something a month, in order to get access to the Twitter bot. And 2, the very first thing you need to do is set up your Twitter V2 authorization. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do that. All right. So first things first, you want to find yourself over at the developer portal, and all that really means is you're going to type in developer.twitter.com, where you would have already logged in on your Twitter, and then from there you'll find a overview, or you can essentially create a project. There'll already be a default project set up, and then you want to create an app. So down here you just go over here, and then you can create app. Obviously for me it says manage, but you want to create. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is, once you've created the app, let's go back here. You're just going to put a name. You're going to put the description. So this was just used to work with the Twitter API. And then once you've created the app, and it's probably going to come up as a standalone app to begin with. And by the way, if you need any advice on how to do this through and through, I'll also be linking the documentation below. As it shows you here, this is how you connect to Make. You need your client ID, your client secret, which is produced after you make your app. And then again, you'll get all these details where you verify your phone number, you select the tier that you want. Obviously you can just go for the free tier. And then the next part would be going over to user authentication setup. So you go to app permissions, you click read and write and direct message, and then you go in type of app, you select web app, automated, or bot. And then you want to copy and paste these 2 links, which will be available over here in the link that I'll be providing you for the setup. So if you go back to over here, then that's literally all you need to do in the developer portal for the user authentication settings. And then you're just going to save that. And then from there, you're going to, you have your app essentially set up. And as you can see here, apps, TJ, you can go over here to the settings. You can see everything that you need to do, or everything that you have. And then over here, you can go to keys and tokens, and then you'll see your client ID and your client secret. Obviously, I will not be sharing any of this. Obviously, client ID is whatever, but you'll get your API key and secret. You won't need them for setting up and Make, but you will need your client ID and your client secret. Now, if you do have the premium version of Make, and you also have your V2 setup, also make sure that I'm just going to show you guys an example real quick. Make sure that see, here you go, your client ID and your client secret. That's all you'll need, and then it will open up a new tab, and you can accept it over in the tab that pops up. So the next thing that you're going to want to do is set up your RSS. So now that your Twitter is set up, you can now create the tweet. If you go over here, you can just select create tweet. And one thing to note actually is that when you open the Twitter module inside Make, let's get this loading up. It's taking a while. some reason it's not loading. Okay, so it's not going to come up. I'm not sure why, but there'll be two modules that are going to be there. They're going to be the legacy module and the premium on the regular module. So make sure you do not click on legacy because it does not work. You need to use the updated one, and the way you would know is if it's asking you for your API key, it's the wrong one. If it's asking for your client ID and your client secret, that's the right one. So just a little bit of a tip there. So why am I using RSS feeds? It's because it's just one of the easiest to pull data from that you can then summarize and then inside OpenAI and then produce a tweet from. Now let me show you guys an example of some tweets that I've produced using OpenAI or using this process. So what I've done is essentially I've scheduled one of my scenarios to tweet every 12 hours or every 24 hours at 12 o'clock, sorry. And as you can see here, you can see all these different tweets that I've produced. You know, Craig Newmark donates 3 million to Common Sense Media. You know, big news from SoftBank, Sweet Green and Hot Water. All these different tweets here generated over the past day have been completely with this process that I'm showing you directly from using RSS feeds. Now, if you don't know what RSS feeds, I don't know what RSS stands for, but essentially it's just a simplified way of pulling in data in an XML form. If you don't know what I mean by that, then all you need to do is look at this. This is essentially what an RSS feed looks like. And then when you pull that data inside Make, what happens is you can then pull the description for the summary for the stories that are being pulled, and then you can then produce tweets based on the summary of all the different stories, and then they'll get pushed into Twitter and then they'll be tweeted. So for the RSS feeds, you can see here that I was pushing data from CNBC, but this time I'm going to be showing you I'm going to be pulling data from The Verge just to show you guys how I do it from scratch. So here we go, theverge.com/RSS front page. Maximum return items is 5, and then choose where to start from now on. Fantastic. And then next thing you want to do is you want to go over to the OpenAI module, and you're just going to find that by searching OpenAI over here. Is it going to start searching now? Yeah, there we go. If you just search OpenAI, it will come up, and you can then, what you want to do is select create a completion, and that will allow you to have access to different modules. So here I put GPT models. I'm choosing GPT-4. And by the way, to create the connection, you're going to need an OpenAI API key. Make sure you understand that. Let me just show you guys what that would look like. So you make your way over to your platform.openai. You go over to personal, go over to view API keys. You can create a new key, and then you name it and it will come up. All right, great. So coming back over here, once you put the OpenAI key in, it will connect, and that's you done. So next thing you need to do is create the role user. And now I've also created the system prompt as well, just to double down on the formatting of the outputs. But as you can see here, I put, you're an expert in all things business news. Using the information provided, create a short commentary on the news. Use an upbeat, engaging tone. Make sure you do not leave out any details. Always make sure your summary is less than 270 characters, including spaces. This is extremely important. The reason I don't explicitly say it to produce tweets is because no matter how many times you tell it not to add hashtags, it will add hashtags, and hashtags are a waste of characters. So I just tell it to produce a short text summary. Then I give it a few examples of how I want it to be written. And then I put in some constraints saying, do not include pretext in your response. Otherwise it will say, here is your tweet, something like that. Only the tweet, maximum 270 characters, including spaces. I say it again. Make sure to be complete in your summary. Use all the characters you can. Do not use quote marks. Even then, it's probably still going to use quote marks. I use something similar here. I basically say the same thing. And now to refer to the summary, obviously here you've got watch RSS feed items. When you click on the message content, you can actually refer to the summary of the data that you'll be pulling in. So here we go, we've got the summary. You can also add different details in there as well, but as you can see, it will take this news source and then it'll produce the summary, and then it will do it for at least 5 or a maximum of 5 returned items. And then from there, it goes directly to the tweets. And for the tweets, what I choose, how you get to the text content for the tweet is you go into choices, message, and then content. So content is where it's going to produce the output for your tweet, and that's how you get it to automatically produce on Twitter. Now, again, as you can see down here, this runs every day at 12 o'clock. I am going to switch this off at some point because it's not very useful to me. It's a throwaway Twitter account, this one. It doesn't really matter. So going back to Integromat, this is really good for you know, when you're trying to produce you know, let's say market summaries on Forex or crypto, or if you have updates in any particular niche and you want to be able to post that on LinkedIn or on Twitter. And I'll show you a template scenario where you can do it on LinkedIn as well. And also, I'll get into this a little bit later, but you can also actually produce novel tweets for a specific niche. Let's say, for example, giving advice on, you know, AI or high ticket sales, whatever the case might be. I'll show you a quick tip at the end of this video of how to do that. So there's quite a few ways you can actually, you know, even infinitely produce tweets by having your the base where you pull the data from constantly update itself, meaning that OpenAI always has tweets to produce. And I'll show you guys exactly what I mean by that if you're confused. So let's run this once. Let's see what comes up. Okay, so we might need to change the way this is done just a little bit. So if we go over here, we're just going to put all RSS feed items, and then we're going to run this. There we go. Now it's going to produce us with 5 different tweets. That's 1 that's been sent. That's 2. That's 3. And I know because you can see the number of OpenAI productions here and number of tweets here. And of all the green ticks, we can see that, you know, this is produced just fine. And as you can see, you know, this has stopped running around, or this has stopped loading. 5 tweets have been produced. We can see 5 operations completed. We can see 5 operations completed. And now if we go over to the Twitter, we can refresh this. And now let's see the kinds of tweets that we have. Ah, interesting. Okay, so no tweets were actually, no news were was provided. Okay, that means I made a mistake somewhere. Okay. That means this one doesn't have a summary. Okay, I'm referring to the wrong area. That's fine. So this is actually something that's quite important. You need to make sure that you're actually referring to the right area for your data to be pulled and then summarized. Okay, so we're gonna go to description. Let's try description. Okay. Now let's run this again. And let's see what it produces. So obviously with different RSS feeds, because obviously I changed it from CNBC to The Verge, and with the different RSS feeds, it has slightly different setups, meaning that some of them have the data inside the description, and other ones have the data inside summary. So now that I've pointed towards description, let's see what kind of tweets we have produced. There we go. It's working. Fantastic. So Samsung partners with NYC's Met Museum to expand on art selection. Yeah, fantastic. Retro Gaming Studio is back with a remaster of an RPG Wizardry. Okay, I don't really know what that means. Yeah, Apple 15 lineup gets a minor battery boost. Meta's Horizon, now have legs, a much requested feature. So as you can see, it's taking all these different news stories from here and then summarizing them and then producing them as tweets. So I'm glad it worked the second time. I was thinking I messed it up quite badly, but no, it works just fine. So again, this is going to be running every single day at 12 o'clock, meaning that I never have to touch this ever again. And every day that RSS feed updates, because it's updated daily, it's just going to be posting the newest news stories every day at 12 o'clock. And you can do this for all sorts of things. Even, let's say producing, I don't know, market analysis or market summaries. And I'll show you guys exactly how to do that using rss.app. Now, using rss.app, you can essentially create your own feed. And you can create feeds from Instagram, Twitter, Telegram, TikTok, Reddit, all sorts of different places. Or you can go to where feeds already exist. So let's say, for example, we've got market news over here from Bloomberg, from Investopedia, sorry. And then we've got Bloomberg over here. We've got cryptocurrency and forex news from investing.com. And there's so many other places you can go to. So if we go to explore, I believe it is, now you can find, even, different finance topics. Let's go with cryptocurrency. It's going to generate a new feed, and you can basically have constantly updated feeds on any topic you want, and you can create custom RSS feeds. Now again, here you go into a private one or a custom one. Let's say I want to create a I don't know, some sort of cryptocurrency feed. We can just go to, let's look at crypto. Let's say cryptocurrency, like I showed you before, and I mean, you can literally just save this feed and then copy and paste this feed into your integration, as you can see here. Just copy and paste that over here. But obviously it's going to take, depending on how exactly you want to build your feed and what exactly you're looking for, it's going to be a little bit more complicated than just selecting something, Bob's your uncle. So let's look at collections, bundles. So here you can create a bundle of different news sources and different data sources all into one, and again create your feed from there. And then if you go and explore, like I showed you, you can find all sorts of different topics where you can do just that. Okay, so that's just how you can create a custom RSS feed. So you can use this for a number of different use cases. And now I'm going to show you guys how you can use this for niche use cases. And the way that I'm going to be using this is using the way I'm going to be showing you is using the example of high ticket sales. Now, as you can see here, I'm using the Google Sheets module right here, and I've got to get range values, which just gets a range of values, gets a range of content in inside your Google Sheets. So here I've got different topics on high ticket sales. I'm actually going to remove the top row. So here we've got a bunch of different topics on high ticket sales that we want the AI to produce tweets for, right? So first things first, you want to specify exactly where you're getting that data from. As we can see here, we're going from A1 to A10, which is fantastic. The table does not have headers, which is cool. So A1 to A10, sheet number 2, as you can see here, sheet number 2. And from there, you just want to, obviously you want to connect and have your Gmail or your G Drive authorized, all of that good stuff. Then you click OK. And then from here, what you want to do is you want to connect to your to the right model, whether it's GPT-4 or 3.5 Turbo, whichever one you choose. And then you want to create a user prompt, which is produce an educational tweet on this topic, which is going to be 15A. and it's just gonna go through all the different topics in column A and produce all those different potential tweets. Now, let's run this. Now it's produced one. There we go. 2. And we can actually get these values then pasted into the Google Sheets, but the whole idea is that they would actually be produced as tweets. It will be the exact same process as you've seen here in terms of once the OpenAI generates the outputs, you can then just create the tweet. I'm not connecting the node, I'm just showing you guys how you can use this to generate a bunch of tweets. Now, another way that you can actually take this even further is by having OpenAI generate the content, as in come up with 10 topics that you can tweet about, which is going to be essentially here, and then you can get it to update the Google Sheets. As you can see here, you can update a row and you can add rows. So if you can get the OpenAI to generate a bunch of different topics, not tweets, but topics, update into Google Sheets, and then once it's updated into Google Sheets, it then produces the actual tweet, and then from there it's pushed to be tweeted. You can technically create infinite numbers of tweets because it will essentially always be going off the newest rows inside the Google Sheets, and you can set it to basically tweet into forever for the most part. So let's say, for example, actually let's look into the operations and let's see what kind of data we have. So here, let's see the message. Understanding high ticket buyers involves more than knowing they have money to spend. It's about recognizing their needs for exclusivity, high quality and exceptional service. Don't just sell a product, offer an experience. Remember, they're investing in value. Nice one. That's really good. And that's obviously talking about understanding high ticket buyers. And then next one we have, let's see, qualifying leads is the process of determining the quality and readiness of the leads to make a purchase. It's a key step in the sales funnel that increases efficiency, saves time, and ensures resources are best utilized. A qualified lead has the intent, authority, and means to buy. Nice one. So again, we can tick that one right off. As far as whether or not it's a useful tweet. Now we're going to building rapport and trust. So here, I'm not going to go through all of them, but I just want to show you the kind of quality that you can generate using this automation. Building rapport and trust are key to fostering strong relationships. Start by actively listening, showing empathy, and being open and consistent in your actions. Remember, trust is earned through reliability over time, not granted overnight. Great. Obviously, you can edit the prompt to make sure it's talking specifically about high ticket sales, but the point is it's going to be just fine. I didn't add the remove this hashtags and stuff like that. And then here we've got one more. Crafting a compelling sales pitch is paramount to sales success. Start with understanding your audience's needs. Clearly communicate the value of your product. Toss in an emotional element to connect with the buyer, and end with a strong call to action. Sales is storytelling. Now, as you can see, there's so many different integrations that you can put in order to automate your social media posts, and you can also add this to LinkedIn. If you want to know how to add this to LinkedIn, let me just show you a quick template that can, I'm going to discard these changes. I'm not really too interested in continuing this. Again, like I said, it's not really useful for me. So you can automate LinkedIn posts just as much, and as you can see here, you can distribute those same tweets, through LinkedIn. As you can see here, you can have a share new tweets as a LinkedIn post. Every time you post on Twitter, it also posts on LinkedIn. You can post new RSS items to LinkedIn. There's so many different things you can do. There's so many different, and here you can go, you see create social media posts from a blog posted using ChatGPT. So as you can see, there's a ton of different templates that already exist that you can use for ChatGPT. But like I said, I had not seen anyone that went into detail about how to use Make as an AI, as a automation platform to automate the Twitter process and going through those depths. So I hope this has been useful for you guys. If there's anything that I've missed out, please leave a comment below and I will do my best to address those issues in the next video. If there's anything I missed out, if there's any kind of step where it wasn't unclear, just drop it in the comments. I will 100% make another video going over this in maybe even more detail if that's what you need, or going over specific areas, or even showing you different use cases for this kind of process. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys are interested in the content that I'm making, if you're interested in ScaleMyBiz.ai, all my links are in the description below. Make sure you check out my website or our agency website if you're looking to get a free AI or AI automation prototype. And if you're looking for more content, head over to my links, my social medias below. If you're an agency owner and you're looking to, again, improve your workflow, train your team, hit me up. I'll be happy to help you out. Thank you guys. It's TJ AI. Catch you soon.